Like sometimes I also want to show that I have nice coffee. Like I just got this nice beans and then I want to share it. Sometimes this is probably the first time that we do this podcast in English. Before it was in Bahasa Indonesia. But today we have special guest. At the moment, Indonesia Bureau Foundation, we host about 12 students from Australia doing different projects. And this morning we have Claire and Adi, who's been with us for the past 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, doing different things. And obviously, things that align with our program and activities in the field. So thanks, guys, for tuning in.
It's nice to be here.
How is everyone?
Oh, good. Slept well last night, so that's good.
That's good. How's the project going?
Good. Yeah, it's really fun. Interacting with the community in Lombok. Yeah, I'm working on an event, so it's really interesting meeting all these different people, getting them to collaborate on something.
It's nice.
Yeah, it's really kind of crazy that this program's already coming to an end. Because like we went on our final dive the other day. Last time going down doing the coral reef restoration, we were like, wow, it's been an amazing 3 weeks, and now we're coming to the end of our time here.
Yeah, it flies.
It went so quickly, and like even when we were under the water during the dives, 2 hours would pass like nothing. You'd get up and you'd think it would be 30 minutes and being 2 hours.
That's
like
good.
We were just having that much fun under the water.
Yeah. That means that you are enjoying your time here.
Yeah, it was great.
Like we've hosted maybe students for the past 4 or 5 years, and then that's everyone's feedback. Like, oh my god, it feels so short.
Yeah.
Like especially less than 2 months. Because then obviously we want to do so many things, especially when this is your first time in Lombok as well. Of course, you want to go around and then check out about other things, not only the projects.
Yeah, we're only here for a month, and we could be here for so much longer and do so much more with IBF, particularly because of like all the different areas that IBF has, whether that be us diving, the Coral Connect event, or even sitting here in this podcast. Like there's so much more you could do if you stayed here for longer.
Yes, that's good. So that's information for the future students coming here.
Yeah, come intern with IBF.
Really fun.
Maybe next year. Maybe you can always come back,
Yeah.
Like with family, now how to get here.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know where to go. You know how the food are.
Yep.
And
we turn up at one of your dive sites while you're in the middle of a dive.
Yes.
Just move in.
So hello.
Good to see you again.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a very refreshing. Also, this is our first time hosting groups from Australia.
Yep.
Normally before from the Netherlands, from England, from the US. And yeah, it's also refreshing for me to be working again with Australian. Like given that I lived in Australia before.
Yep.
So it's a bit of flashback.
Yeah.
Like I was at your shoes back then. What is the highlight so far? You can.
Oh, highlights. I don't know. Maybe
So
come back
many.
to me. Yeah.
One of the highlights for me, particularly when I'm doing things like internships, is always working with the community, because like particularly here in Indonesia, something that we don't really have in Australia is that really big community feel. Like even our IBF meetings, when we were sitting down every Monday, we were all sitting down together, like all sort of as equals, having this open conversation about how our work weeks were going. Which is something that's a really nice feeling, is being able to like sit down with your coworkers and know that you are all working towards the same one goal. So for me, it'd be really that community feeling, working with the community, getting to know the people, whether that be on a professional level or a bit more of a personal level as you work together longer. So that would probably be my highlight, is actually getting to know the people and getting to work with the people.
Is it that different than Australian working culture?
Yeah, when you're in Australia, a lot of your workplaces, unless you've known each other for like 3, 4, 5 years, you will never see each other outside of work. You'll go into your work shift, you'll have a great time together, but you'll never actually go outside of work and hang out, like have dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like here, we met you and 2 days later I was playing badminton with you.
Yeah.
Which was something I never expected. I saw you and was like, oh, hello.
Mm.
So that's sort of really where that differs, is you actually get to know your colleagues sort of in an outside level, which helps build that sense of community and build that sense of getting to know each other. Whereas in like I said, back home in a workplace, that could take 5-6 years to actually start doing that.
So people more like, oh, okay, I've done my work and then that's it.
Yeah.
Like my coworker is part of that work.
Yeah, it's you're there for 9 to 5, and after that, like it's
Yeah.
separate. Yeah.
It's because of like our work-life balance scheme
Yeah.
is we don't want to take work home, and for some reason that includes work people.
Yeah. But I have to say that's also a skill that we
Mm.
master, because obviously we are forced to hang out.
Yeah.
We live in the same place, and then we are living very close to each other. It's not that we don't want to look for other friends, but even sometimes me and my wife, like we sometimes engage to the professional level.
Yep.
And then we switch to the professional level. We talk business sometimes, and then we talk about like how we gonna arrange something. And sometimes people cannot have that switch.
Yep.
Okay, we are now playing. Oh, okay. Oh, we are working.
Yep.
So yeah, but that's really good to hear that you feel that way, because my vision also not to be an exclusive organization.
Yep.
That means in many levels, in many ways, like how we interact with everyone, like literally within the team, and it has to be fun, right?
Yeah.
If we take out the fun and then we take out like the socializing among the team, and I think what we built is superficial. And I want everything to be genuine. If you want to do this work, like do all the stuff, and you will have to genuinely like it.
Yeah.
Because sometimes diving 6-7 times a week
Yeah.
is not for everyone.
Yeah.
But if the person likes to dive, like Disa, she does like night dive as well.
Yeah.
So I'm really happy with the outcome so far, like the journey in like managing the people from internally and external.
Yeah, you should be. What about you, Addie?
Well, similar. During my internship, I've been going around to a lot of different businesses saying, "Hey, do you want to come to our event?" And the reaction that I got from people was so positive. It was really nice. You'd go to someone and they'd get you to sit down, have a cup of water, offer you tea, and just chat with you for half an hour before even getting to business. Like that was I felt so welcome. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's a kind of like our custom as well.
Yeah.
Like when we have guests, we have to be the best.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
give. Sometimes also when we have like a cup of coffee, that's what we share.
Yeah.
And yeah, our principle, not our saying, is that guest is king. So if you knock on someone's door or businesses or home, when you come in, then you expect such. Anywhere, doesn't have to be business. Even like to the houses in the village, then you probably get the similar treatment. Especially they say, oh, a foreigner. Oh my god,
Yeah.
I have to be like the best representative of Lombok. But yeah, that's good to hear as well.
Yeah.
That's very good to hear. Obviously, by you guys saying that, it's a different culture, right? Not only professionally, but also how the society works in Australia. Like, what is the main difference of value in the society, do you think? Why we have society like this, and then why Australia has a society like
Well, that's a complex issue.
Yes.
That's a complex issue.
That's what we want to bring up.
That is something that, like, during one of our very first days here, we actually had to sit down with a big group of Australian interns and we had to talk about this. And we decided that everyone in Australia has different values because we have so many different cultures in Australia. We've got people from so many different countries. So we all have very different set of values on personal levels. And when we were trying to create like a generalization of Australia, like my group of 7 people could not agree on what was our top value or even what was our bottom values. And I guess like where I'm trying to go with that is I think perhaps here in Indonesia is you're all a lot more agreeing on what your top values are.
Mhm.
Whereas we all have a bunch of different ones, whether that be, say, here, religion, family values, respecting your elders. If we take that back home, when we were doing that activity, things like family values for some people were really high, like number 1, number 2, their top values. And for some other people, it's actually really low because some of us don't have as much connection with our family. So that's why it's a bit difficult to answer that question, because we all have so many different values.
Right.
I think that it's also that here in Lombok, it's expected that if a guest comes to your house, you
Yeah.
welcome them in. But in Australia, you might get a little bit weirded out if someone like invites you into their house and you don't really know them.
Yeah.
You also might find it weird if somebody, talks about work out of work or invites you to something. You might be thinking, what are you trying to get out of this? You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Right. So there's always feeling of, is it transactional
Yeah. Yeah.
all the time?
Yeah.
It's definitely sometimes. Yeah.
Particularly when it comes to work related, like how you were saying earlier, if we were to turn up to your house, you would come in, invite us for a coffee, just sort of because you can. Whereas more so in like our work culture, if we invited someone for a coffee, it's because we want something. Like we're having this as a meeting for a reason. It's not just a cup of coffee. It's actually we're both going to get something out of this.
Yeah.
Whereas, like you said, here it's more of just a cup of coffee,
Yes.
being nice.
Yeah.
Whereas, it's often a lot more transactional in Australia.
Like sometimes I also want to show that I have nice coffee. Like I just got this nice beans, and then I want to share it. Sometimes, I mean it's I see it. This is also a transformation of how the global society is transforming into. Like we now, like even this is not only in Australia but also in big cities in Indonesia. Like the way we live here in Lombok probably very different, like to the big cities, because then in the big cities the transactional interaction sometimes happen, and also you are doing something not for the sake of doing that thing. Like to have a coffee, I want to enjoy the coffee with a nice company, nice conversation. Not at the end of the day we want something from someone.
Yeah.
And losing that principle, I think it's a bit of shame. And it makes people more it's not genuine anymore, the communication and the relationship. And I see it this in sometimes in the family level as well, like family dinner. I don't know, you guys still do family dinner?
I do, but I think a lot of families in Australia don't.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like when you still live home?
Yeah. I'm still living at home.
Yeah. Like with parents?
Yeah.
And normally dad and mom is like, dinner time, everyone sit on the table, and then we start at the same time.
Yeah.
If possible, of course.
Yeah.
And that dining table interaction, I think that's one of my fondest memories as well.
Yeah.
Like when I was a kid, and there are so many messages from the parents, and then the interaction, how was your day, kind of thing.
Yeah, I think as I've gotten older, I've noticed that like a lot of our families, we still have family dinners, but instead of at a dining room table, it's like in a lounge room in front of a TV. So instead of sitting there talking about your day, like, oh, tell me 5 things about your day, now it's more so of, okay, let's watch a TV show together. So it's still a form of hanging out and still a form of communication, but just not that same level of communication or like sitting around the dining room type feel.
Why do you think is this shift? What happened? Is it social media? Is it, I don't know, just the way our world has transformed?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a great question. I guess, with everything becoming more accessible, it's just easier sometimes to sit, and it's more acceptable now to sit in front of a TV, in Australia, you look back, 30, 40 years, like it was expected that, there's a great big dinner, a roast every week, and like meals being
The
made
Sunday
properly.
roast.
The Sunday roast, yeah.
Oh, is it still a thing?
Well, not as much.
Not as much?
Yeah.
Now Sunday roast is like a special occasion.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's exciting. You get a piece of meat and you cook it and you want to sit at the table. Yeah.
Or Australia Day.
Yeah,
or any
occasion.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, if you celebrate Australia Day, because most of Australia actually doesn't.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. due to the history of it.
Yeah, due to the very complex history and the fact that people are still trying to change the date. A lot of
Mm.
families now just don't celebrate
Mm.
Australia Day.
Is it the same with Anzac Day? Different.
Anzac Day is
Day,
different.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Australia Day, the one that is controversial, I guess.
Australia Day is the one that's controversial.
Yes. And then that's
100%.
when people starting to get polarized.
Yeah.
Yeah. We now have a lot of protests on Australia
Mm.
Day.
Okay.
Instead of like people celebrating with their families, they're going out to protest with their families. Which is still a form of community, just a
Yeah.
different form of community. It's a bit of activism in the community.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I think with the role of media today as well, like any issue can be amplified if you have like certain amount of people and then a strong narrative
Mm.
like this, and you can kind of like drive like public perception and opinion. I want to hear from you guys about a bit of history. I heard that it comes to the school again. Comes like the history, the truth we call it.
So what he's bringing up is the other day Andre and I were sitting in a car and we were talking about like the history of Aboriginal Australia and a lot about how like 20 years ago in schools you would never have been taught about Indigenous history. Like it was silent. You weren't really allowed to talk about it, or you didn't know any of the words, the language. Whereas now as we're getting older, truth telling or talking about our Indigenous history is now a lot more important and now becoming like a major part of the curriculum. Where we're currently sitting at in December 2025, Victoria, which is one of the states in Australia, just signed one of the very first treaties in Australia with their Indigenous people, which has now made truth-telling mandatory in schools. So whereas before we would have hidden a lot of our Indigenous history, we're now talking about it in schools. Teachers are required to teach not just Indigenous history, but the truth of Indigenous history. Because what we also found is particularly when they were starting to teach Indigenous history, they were actually teaching it incorrectly. Like one of the major things that came out was you was told, okay, Aboriginal people were hunters and gatherers. They found all their food. Whereas then a few years later, it came out actually, hey, they had these really big agricultural systems.
Yeah, they had farms and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's like the really important thing that we're seeing now is the truth telling is making sure that not only everybody knows about our Indigenous history and the complexities of our Indigenous history that are still ongoing, but also that it's the actual truth as much as we can. Yeah.
And then it's in the form of a subject in school, or
it's more so integrated into like your school subjects across different subjects. So what I found when I was in high school, in English, we had to watch films on colonization and genocide, whereas in, say, our history class, we learnt about the like the agricultural skills and the actual history of the Indigenous people in Australia. So it's sort of integrated into all your different subjects across your schooling.
Yeah.
Because obviously it relates to different subjects. Even in chemistry, I took in year 12, we had to learn about the different methods they use to prepare food and stuff, which is really interesting. Like toxic foods, they would like leach out the poisons in water, and that obviously relates to chemistry.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
And is it still going?
I think so. Yeah.
So in New South Wales as well?
Yeah.
Okay. And not only in Victoria.
Victoria, they signed the treaty.
Yeah.
New South Wales hasn't done that yet.
We're the only state to have signed a treaty because our country as a whole has not. So we sort of went, okay, well, we want a treaty anyway, and we just went and signed that, which is why we've got the truth telling. But yeah, we're hoping the other states are going to follow suit.
Yeah. How about in the daily life? Is there like, I don't know, invisible barrier like between the Indigenous community and I would say the general population? Like, do you feel like
today's
this
issue of complex subjects?
this tension or not? Because sometimes here when we obviously now we have like 4 students from the Netherlands, and then looking back, we had like grim history with the Netherlands as well.
Yep.
And then today, that's it. It's over. Yes, we recognize the history, but today we look forward. We want to collaborate, and then we don't see them as a colonizer anymore, in a way. But what do you feel?
I mean, definitely because there's such a very small population of Aboriginal people in Australia. There's still very much areas where there are high populations of Aboriginal Australians. So it's complicated.
It's complicated. I can
I
understand.
think that maybe a major difference between Australia and Indonesia is that whereas for you did the Dutch leave, yeah, whereas we've continued, like white people have continued to live in Australia and take land off
Okay.
Aboriginal people,
Yeah.
so there's still that tension is still there.
Yeah. Like when we were talking about things like the stolen generations and terra nullius, we're still living on unceded land. The land was never given to the colonizers. So technically we're still living on what is stolen land. We, particularly without us having a treaty as a country, they haven't agreed to let us live there. We're just still living there by force.
Mhm.
So even though the Indigenous communities, the First Nations communities, they're such a small population now, there's still in some areas a lot of that tension based off things like the stolen generations was only recently, or our First Nations people are still disproportionately viewed in incarceration and with bad healthcare because there's still all these gaps that have come from colonization and the fact that we, unlike the Dutch, the white colonizers never left, they just stayed, and that's now the country.
That's now the country.
Yeah.
I get it now. So it's different concepts.
Yeah.
If it would have been like Indonesia, it would have been the Aboriginal will be independent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like if in Indonesia, Indonesians
And they
only
would
made
have
up
been
1%
Australia.
and
Yes.
the rest were the Dutch.
Yes.
That's what it would be like.
Okay. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay, that's very different than the situation
Yeah.
every day. Yeah, it must be, I don't know, tricky. But what I admire, the society still progress somehow. Like the nation is like, we see Australia as a developed nation. That's why I studied there. That's why looking for better education and stuff. And still until today, like Australia is being seen as a developed country by a lot of Indonesian, despite all this history.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess the only way forward is to live in harmony.
Yeah.
Like everyone, because we cannot go back. Like like we cannot make the people who have settled in Australia also disappear.
Yeah.
And we cannot change history. What's done is done. We say it in Indonesia, rice has turned into porridge.
Yeah.
We cannot make into rice anymore. But anyway, that's very interesting, guys. Thanks for the answer. I know it's not easy, but let's go back to our projects. I know that it's different topics, right? You come here and then you read the briefing. What is your expectation? Like coming here, do you have an expectation? This is this is not as my expectation, coming to Indonesia and then do 1 month, or what do you think?
Well, I don't know. It was definitely there was a bit of like culture shock coming here.
Yeah.
When I was reading the briefing for our project, I was kind of struggling to picture how it was going to work out.
Yeah.
I hadn't ever done event planning or anything like that before. So it was kind of shocking getting sat down in a meeting, all this information, and I was stressing, But as time's gone on, I've gotten into the rhythm of it, and I'm really enjoying it. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. So it's getting clearer as
Yeah,
the time goes
yeah.
by. How about you?
Yeah. I had no idea coming into this exactly what we were doing because we were given our internship details from the co-partner organization. But even still, there was like so many different aspects that we didn't know what the main focus would be. Like we didn't know if we'd be diving every day or if we'd be focusing more on things like educational outputs, like our infographic.
Yeah.
So it was really good coming here and sort of learning a bit more about what we were going to be doing. and particularly with like my group has been working very heavily on IBF's AI program, which wasn't actually mentioned in our internship details. It was sort of a new inclusion. But that was a really interesting aspect to come into and go, oh, okay, we're actually working with this AI program that I saw on your website before we came. Which was actually really interesting because a lot of us in my group had a few ethical issues with AI. Like, particularly back in Australia, they refuse to use AI programs because we've mainly got things like ChatGPT, or like you ask a question, get an answer, it goes through. Whereas what we've actually found working here with IBF is it's sort of shown the importance of particularly built AI programs in like smaller organizations or not-for-profit organizations, particularly in terms of like efficiency and long-term success. So that was a really interesting viewpoint for people in my group coming in and going, oh no, we're working with AI, to going, oh, okay, I can actually see how this AI would be really, really helpful. Perhaps not in like certain circumstances where in like uni they get it to write their essay, perhaps still not. But in like organizations like IBF, like I can see how having that choral identification would make it so much more helpful. And hopefully increase the success of the reefs.
Nice. And how about you? Organizing a big event. We have tomorrow, the pre-event.
Tomorrow, I know. It's coming so quickly. Yeah, I mean, I haven't ever done anything like that before, so it was, I was always so nervous sending out emails to people saying, come by, you know, or like, a couple of my friends were working on the Instagram page, and like, that's just stuff that we've never had to do before, so it was really, it was quite stressful, but at the same time, it was very fun to try something new.
The learning curve is going like that.
The learning curve goes, woo!
But that's that's great to hear. How about I would say the skills that you acquire the most here, and then you think that it is beneficial going back home?
Definitely like teamwork skills, like collaborating with different groups, like that sort of give and take, saying like, come to this event, we'll give you, we'll make
communication.
Communication, definitely. Communication, definitely a big one, whether it's to a person or to a group of people, it's different how you communicate.
Given that in Australia, like what you guys said, the what you call it, the way people communicate is a bit different today.
Definitely.
Like now you have to convince people that I have something good, that you should come. You don't want to miss this out. And you, what's the main
one
skills?
would probably be like a sense of initiative. Because a lot of what we've been doing here in this internship is very self-directed, whereas having come from like 13 years of academia, a lot of what we've done is because we've been directed to do it. We've been told like, okay, you need this, here's your exact criteria for what you need to make. Whereas here, it was a lot more self-directed, like, okay, we could choose to go diving on Monday and then choose to work on our infographic on Tuesday, or we could go diving on Tuesday instead, as long as we just organize that. So one of the biggest things was that basically sense of initiative of being able to
self-management.
Knowing what you need to do, sort of figuring out how you want it done, how would best suit the organization without explicitly being told.
Right. Yeah, that's very good, because I can say I'm probably a bit older than you guys. That at some point of a professional career, that we need to take initiative a lot. Like, and maybe in the future you will lead something. And you will have to. It's partly discipline. It's partly self-conscious. It's partly also if you're working with a team, like a sense of I have a team, and the team needs to go to the direction that we want. So it's very, very good to hear. That's what internship is for, right? And how about food? You've been trying a lot of food here, because it's another thing that we talk a lot, almost every day. Like, how's your meals?
I've been eating a lot.
Good.
Really good food. I'm loving all the rice. not loving the spice as much, but trying to get into it.
Yep.
What have you tried?
I've tried a couple
Okay.
spicy dishes. I just don't have that strong a tolerance. Yeah, really good food.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had no idea what most of the cuisine was before coming here, aside from the spicy food. And like Addie, I cannot do spice. So when I was first here, I was asking like a lot of our Indonesian friends, hey, I don't like spice and I don't like seafood.
Mhm.
What off this menu should I eat? And then I started sort of like keeping a food diary, a list of like what I ate and the photo and did I like it?
Yes.
So that way over time I could actually look at a menu and go,
Yes.
oh, I know I like this. I'm gonna
Yes.
get that.
Yes.
Um
Oh, we would like to see your food diary. Diary.
diary,
Yeah.
yeah, it's just like a little notepad where it's like the most random awkward angle photo of the food, like often people's arms in the background, and then just where did I get it? Was it nice?
Yeah.
And then that was really helpful in deciding what I like,
Yes.
because now I can look at a menu and actually buy something without having to ask.
Any other food that you would like to try before you leave?
I don't
Probably
know.
have tried a lot.
We have admittedly tried a lot because we go to a different restaurant almost every time. We
Mm.
haven't really been back to the same place.
Okay.
Not necessarily try, but something that I would like to have again would be like the fried banana.
Pisang goreng.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that was actually surprisingly quite nice. And I don't reckon we could find it quite as good back home, so I'd like to have that again. Yeah.
So the idea of banana being deep fried is new.
Yeah, we don't have that in Australia.
Yeah, we're very much a fresh fruit,
Yeah.
fresh vegetables type place, more so than a cooked fruit.
That's another thing that, in my opinion, part of the internship, because you are not only working on whatever project that you're working on, but also to get to know the culture, and then food is one of them.
100%.
Any highlight of culture that you've seen outside, like how people dress, how people drive?
I've been panicking a couple times.
There's been a couple times I've gone, oh, don't hit that person. They haven't hit the person yet, but
Yeah.
the roads were definitely an experience.
Yeah.
Yes.
Even standing on the side of the road and there's these cars racing past you and you're standing.
Have you crossed the road yet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A couple times.
Yeah.
Just like, oh, okay, I'm gonna be fine. It's not. Yeah, the key is to use the hand.
Yeah.
You learn that.
And to walk the same pace the whole time.
Yeah.
Don't run.
Don't run, and then don't turn back also.
Yeah. Because then people will hit you.
Yeah, that's
Don't run
another thing that we have to solve here is one, how people drive, and then to the public transport. You probably feel it,
Yeah.
like the public transport part.
One of the main things I actually feel is it's not a walking community. Like we are walkers. We would walk everywhere.
Yeah.
Like my group got a bit sad at the lack of walking and walked from Sengigi to Mataram the other day.
You just did?
Yes.
No.
Because we were like, we need to walk.
Yeah.
But because the roads aren't really built for walking, we walked from Sengigi to Mataram up all the beaches. So we'd go up a beach, up onto the road, onto the next beach, and walked up that way.
Surprise here.
Yeah, we sort of made it only to the top of Mataram because that was a long walk and it was a hot day.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's one of the main things is that we found is that like the roads aren't built for walking and people don't really walk because like scooters are so accessible.
Yes.
Whereas we're a very walking community.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then the side of the sidewalk also.
Yes.
10 times bigger.
Yeah.
Anything?
I miss the public transport in
Yes.
Sydney. Definitely. I'm a public transport lover.
Yeah.
And it's kind of weird not having a bus that I can catch or something like that. Yeah.
And then you always have to call a cab.
Yeah. It's
All
really
the-
strange.
Yeah. To go one place to another.
Yeah, we've
Yeah.
become well acquainted with Gojeks.
Yeah.
Whereas things like personal cars we would not normally take back home because they'd be
Yeah.
really expensive.
Yeah.
Especially to find parking and then just to
Yeah.
have a car.
Yeah.
I miss public transport as well.
Yeah.
Because one is environmental friendly, and then two, you don't have that stress of finding a parking spot.
Yeah.
Or like, is my car okay? Is it like time for service and stuff like that? But I think in a place like Lombok where other things is still a bit behind.
Yeah.
I think the government or the leaders have other priorities.
Yeah.
And then maybe at some point there will be public transport, but seems like Gojek is working.
Yeah.
Or Grab or like any hailing
Yeah.
ride, but we just talk about the cycling. That can be also a solution.
Yeah.
The cycling is faster than walking. It
Yeah.
can reach more places and environmental friendly.
And you're still being active as well.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's
Mm.
good for people's health in general. So what is probably, this is the last topics that we want to discuss. What can be change for next year? Say we have more students like you guys
Hmm.
in terms of projects, in terms of logistics arrangements stuff.
I would like to see a project based off culture.
Yeah.
Because like we said, learning about the culture is one of the most important parts, and being
Yeah.
immersed in the culture and
Agree.
learning about things like the food. So, finding a way to integrate that into some of the projects would be really, really cool.
Make it longer.
We could also make it like a month longer and
Yeah.
see how that goes. But yeah, being able to like have a section where it's like learning about the community or going out into the community, even if it's still like related to coral, like you're going out into the community to perhaps teach someone about coral, that would be really, really cool to see and beneficial.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely make it longer. I don't know. I would have loved to see like the IVF headquarters. That would have been super cool to lecture it.
Yeah.
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 I don't know. I think it's all been really great though. I didn't think that I would, but I love like living with the people that I'm working with. 'Cause then it's like you can always just bounce ideas and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what you have right now, like the
Yeah,
arrangement,
yeah.
is good.
It's really great.
Yeah.
That's good. Then we basically repeat it next year with a bit longer duration.
Look, it's a good internship if we're wanting to stay here for longer than a month.
Good. So it comes to an end of our discussion with two interns, Claire and Adi. Claire's from Victoria, Adi's from New South Wales, Australia. As you guys know, we do all sort of conservation activity, mostly in the marine field, and we do different projects as well. But once in a while, we host different international students. This is mainly for cultural exchange, knowledge exchange, and it's just nice to have like different perspective from outside as well. That's why we have them here today. So thank you for tuning in. See you next episode. Bye.